Hey, Adam here from the Brisbane channel. A lot of people have actually been asking me for a video about the cost of living in Australia and obviously specifically Brisbane, because the cost of living has actually changed a lot quite recently. There's been floods that have affected a lot of crops in Australia, so that's affected the availability of certain fruit and vegetables, and that's had an effect on their price. Also, what's happening in Ukraine has affected fuel prices, and obviously with the cost of deliveries going up, that's also had a flow-on effect to various goods that you're going to find in the supermarket. But then I thought, hey, why not make this video a comparison also of the cost of getting things in a supermarket as opposed to greengrocers, butchers, seafood markets, places like that. So you're going to see a number of different prices in this video that'll give you a really rounded view of how much things actually cost here, also depending on where you buy them. So let's get into it.
I want a big fancy car with the top back and shopping bags filled to the brim in the back seat. I'm going fast, spinning my wheels, keeping it real, feeling the feelings I feel. Spinning my wheels, keeping it real, feeling the feelings I feel. Everybody follow me, everybody follow me, everybody follow me, follow me, follow me. I know what I want, and every day I'm rocking what I got. Set my colors free, I'm just telling me, and I make it look easy, and I make it look easy. I know what I want, 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 I know what I want. Oh, drop it low and get physical, put on a show, dance through the door on the velvet floor. Give me some more, spinning my wheels, keeping it real, feeling the feelings I feel. Spinning my wheels, keeping it real, feeling the feelings I feel. Everybody follow me, everybody follow me, everybody follow me, follow me, follow me. I know what I want, and every day I'm rocking what I got. Set my colors free, I'm just telling me, and I make it look easy, and I make it look easy.
So you would have noticed that the price of many things in the greengrocers is much cheaper than in the supermarkets. But there is something you should be aware of, and that is that often, particularly when they sell items that are already bagged in those greengrocers, sometimes some of the items within the bag are maybe not the nicest, and obviously they make a bit of money by selling some of the products that perhaps people wouldn't pick if they were buying them individually. So always check. I mean, you'll generally find good quality produce in there, but you do have to be a little bit wary of maybe, getting the odd dodgy piece of fruit in the bag. So always check those really carefully when you buy them. Definitely bargains to be had in those greengrocers. And a bonus is that a lot of them are actually open 24/7, which is much better than the supermarkets here in Brisbane. Now, the price of some items actually vary based on some things that maybe you should know about. For example, milk. Milk is something that pretty much everybody buys on a regular basis. And if we look at the price for 2 litres of milk, you'll find that there's actually around $1 difference between the main one that the supermarkets sell and then other brands. But the reason for that is that the supermarkets are actually buying that milk at a really low price, a price that is not particularly fair to dairy farmers. So if you do want to support dairy farmers, it may be worth considering paying that extra $1 to get brands like Norco or Dairy Farmers, which give a fairer rate for the milk to the farmers. Another thing that's important to consider when you're thinking about buying groceries here in Brisbane or in Australia in general, the supermarkets often have special prices on various items. For example, coffee. I mean, the brand that I like is usually around $22 for a kilo of coffee beans. But when I went to the supermarket to make this video, I noticed that Victoria coffee, that's normally almost $40, was actually on sale at half price. So you can actually get a lot of bargains if you look out for those special prices. Another essential daily item is toilet paper. But one thing to be aware of is that because of various issues with panic buying and then also some issues with shipping being affected by the pandemic, you're often limited to buying just one pack of toilet paper. So that's something you should be aware of. If you haven't already, I'd really recommend checking out this video on the pros and cons of living in Brisbane, or this one as well about the best suburbs to live in. That can be really useful information if you're thinking about moving to live here in Brisbane. Otherwise, feel free to browse the videos on this channel, check out the community tab for things that are coming up in Brisbane, and I will see you in the next video.